Hello, I've just started
Mm,
work for a client who makes parts and machinery for the airline industry. So it's a pretty like specialized niche, right? I've
yeah.
been working on their website, improving their technical SEO, optimizing metadata, fixing broken links, etc. So he's pretty much just been doing on-site type work, technical SEO, on-page SEO type stuff. Um, but they also want me to work on lead generation and provide targeted traffic to the website. Well, he's actually already kind of doing that by doing the on-site SEO, right? If it improves the rankings. Um,
Yeah.
I've got experience with e-commerce clients and a range of B2B and B2C clients, but I've never had one so niche specific before. So as you can imagine, the keyword, I have to, so as you can imagine, the keywords don't get much volume. I'd appreciate any advice for lead generation on such a niche audience, please. Yeah, so I guess I'll just give my answer first. My answer was pretty much that you don't need to worry about the search volume. Some niches are just like this. You're in the client is in a very specialized niche. You're talking about like airline machinery or whatever. So you don't need to worry about the search volume. You need to be worried about getting your content in front of the right people. And so, that's going to take some keyword research to figure out, exactly what these people that you want to see that would like to see, your services, what exactly are they searching for? It might be a little bit, harder in a specialized niche like this. It might just not be as easy as the average affiliate site, which a lot of the keywords kind of follow a pattern, right? Which you can kind of replicate across other sites if that makes sense. So yeah, definitely it's gonna, take some keyword research. But then after that, as far as doing lead generation from an SEO perspective, it's very much the same as anything else. You do your proper keyword research, you find out what your target audience is going to be searching for, and then you rank it. You make content related to it, you optimize it properly, and you start building backlinks. And then, you could also start building out content as well that's maybe not super, that maybe your clients aren't exactly searching for, or maybe it's more like top of the funnel content, but again, it's such a specialized niche thing, airline machinery. I don't even know what top of the funnel content would look like for that kind of thing. But basically, you could just start doing more like supporting content, right? A little bit more general. Your target audience might not be looking for it, but it can help with Google as far as learning to trust your site and learning to kind of uh, develop yourself as an expert on whatever topic that you're going after. Um, but yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents from an SEO lead generation perspective. You could also do other stuff like ads or social media and all that good stuff as well. But we're SEO, so we focus on organic. Um, I think you had a little bit of a different or a longer answer on that, Nick. What did you have to say on that one?
I mainly focus just on talking about supporting content to a certain extent or going after traffic terms that would then maybe translate into people finding out about this company or about this product. Because sometimes we ignore, brand building is a huge thing. And sometimes we don't even know that we want the products that were being sold until we see them, right? So it's in aviation. I would assume there's a lot of long tail keywords that are, at least somewhat related to the type of industry that she's in. So if this is aviation machinery, then we could look up, informational content on, questions people might have about aviation mechanics or machinery or any number of things, and then kind of blow that out. And as people that are looking for answers to these questions fall upon your website, they'll also learn about the brand, the products you sell, and in turn, typically there's going to be at least a little bit of conversion rate depending on the search volume and how many people you get on your website. So yeah, that's about it was just diving into that a little bit.
But yeah,
Yeah.
short answer. There's not really a big difference here. The keyword research is probably the hardest part. Everything else after that is pretty much just normal SEO, right? Don't worry about the search volume too much. It's just your industry, and go after everything you can, right? Um, all right. Let's see what we got
Will you go
next.
back to the first part of that question just real quick? Sorry.
Um,
Or did you delete it?
I think I can get it back.
Okay.
All right, the first part of the question was, can you see it or you need me to read it?
Lead. So, well, the only thing I was kind of curious about, or like I would think about, is the business model of SEO or lead generation, which, a lot of people think is like the exact same thing when you're selling leads or you're selling SEO. Um,
Well,
yeah, I guess we don't
it's
need
on
it.
their website. It's on their website.
Right, right. So, like, if you're boosting them up in the SERPs, then I'm curious how you get paid off of this since it's lead generation
Yeah.
versus getting paid to do SEO. All I would say is be cautious with that because a lot of times your job as the SEO is to rank their asset. And any number of things can arise when you're doing work for somebody else's business that could affect their conversion rate or their profitability that are out of your hands, etc. On a personal level, I don't like to do business models like that where they're contingent upon me getting them, a certain amount of leads or, something like that. You're paying me to rank you in the SERPs.
So
It is a
could
talent and it's hard to do,
could
but it's
just be
its
like
own job.
how they qualify leads, right? So
Right.
that sounds like
Yeah.
it's this company's like, their holy grail. This is what they measure success by or whatever. So they might not care so much about traffic on their website.
Right.
What they're probably going to care more about is how many people click the, schedule a consultation button or whatever their main thing is to try to
Right.
land clients, right? But that this is something, I mean, you'd probably want to maybe bill a little bit more for it because, you're doing SEO, which is the process of ranking, but then you're also going to be focused on CRO, converting the traffic into actual leads. Um, yeah, so it's a little more than just cut and dry SEOs. A lot of SEOs probably just will kind of group this into their umbrella or whatever. But yeah, like Nick was saying, you how the client quantifies success is something definitely to be aware of and something to kind of yeah, maybe be a little bit wary of in some circumstances
Yeah.
of
You
exactly how your
know,
performance is going to be judged.
Yeah, and just to get a little off topic, but in the same range of what we're talking about here, hypothetical, if somebody comes to me and they've got this is what they want to do, there is a way to create an equation where you can figure out about how much you think SEO should cost that person per month based on things like how long you think it's going to take to get them to a point of traffic, how well do you think they can convert, which you can look up industry standards of conversion rates for just about any industry out there, or even sometimes pay
I,
for data so that you've really got a good an idea of like, how much they could sell. How if they did
they just need
3%
to,
conversion rate on X amount of traffic and each sale is worth this amount of profitability, then hypothetical, it would only take this amount of sales to not only pay for me, but get profitable, right? And all of a sudden, their wheels start turning a little bit differently. Like, oh, right, because in the end, if you're, well, and so that could be the argument too. Maybe you could get more out of pay per lead than as an SEO. But if you've done, this sort of math correctly up front, I would go with the, proper payment as an SEO, which is a monthly sort of retainer type fee, and then
yeah.
fee for
Yeah,
goods,
I really don't like the
services.
idea of getting paid on like the like per lead or whatever. But they might use it even if they pay you on a monthly retainer, they might judge your performance on the leads that come in, right?
Yeah.
People that click
Yeah.
the
And then
button or
it's
whatever.
like,
And then you'd have to
that
justify
you're
basically,
getting,
is my cost worth the amount of new leads that are coming in? And so then to do that, you would just need something like the lifetime value of a converted client or whatever, or the cost per
or
lead that they normally pay or that kind of thing.
yeah. Or think about this. It's like, okay, they don't understand it now. It's not part of their business model, but all of a sudden you've gotten then 5 to 10x their current traffic. They decide, hey, we can run some sort of ad here. We can sell space. We can monetize differently than we were originally doing, which was just through our own products. Are you going to get paid out on any of that stuff? You
Uh,
did all the legwork,
I would
right?
say
And now all of a sudden you're getting cut out.
for a big company, like an industrial company who's doing like airline machinery, I would say they wouldn't give they wouldn't like, so basically an SEO could come in, build them a bunch of like airline related topics and say, well, hey, I increased your site traffic. And they say like, that's not your job. We're selling machinery here. Like we're an industrial operation and we need this, not, 1,000 extra website traffic on Ahrefs or whatever.
I mean, running a business is all about profitability and making money, right? So if they see a strategic vantage point where they've gotten this much more and they can make this much more money just by doing something simple, maybe it would take like a certain amount of talent, but I don't know, what size company this is, or if they've got like a marketing director or something like that. But the point is, you could be building a sort of like empire that somebody could build off of. Or what if they just, move into other products? I guess that would still pay per lead, but depends on how they do it. There's a lot of ifs in it.
All I'll say at this point is it seems like these kind of decisions are like above the SEO's pay grade when it comes into you plugging into like a big company like that.
Yeah.
Like you're here for a reason, and and unless it's some little ragtag company who's like really feeling things out and can go in any direction at this point, then they're gonna say like, I mean, it's just, I feel like you're in much more of like a box, I guess, rather than being able to kind of like float other ideas of where they should go with their business and whatnot. But I mean, it depends on the company. Maybe they are kind of smaller and they are doing
I
a
don't
bunch
know.
of different stuff. Who knows?
I work with a couple small companies that take my advice on a lot of different things. That sometimes I'll just treat it like if I'm working on somebody's asset, then I'm going to treat it like it's my own. And if I see opportunities for them that they should take, then why wouldn't I give it to them? They're my client. I want them to succeed, and in turn, we're going to create a symbiotic relationship by which we both succeed. But yeah, it depends on the business.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Be sure to check the description below for links to our blog for more info on this topic, along with a bunch of other cool stuff like case studies, our Facebook community, and our link building services. And like always, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell if you enjoyed the video. Thanks and happy ranking.